Hey, this is Passy from Passy's World of ICT, the guy with the white hat. Let's get that out of here. And today we're going to be looking at Adobe Animate, and we're looking at tweens and paths. So we'll be looking at the Classic Tween and the Motion Tween, how to make straight line paths, curved paths, how to kind of do pivoting like our dude's doing there on the screen, and how to spin round in circles. Okay, our students have been a bit confused by all of this, and as a beginner it probably is a bit daunting learning all the different things. So hopefully this tutorial will clear a few things up. Now we're going to do quite a few things here to make that kind of random animation similar to what's there. So might be a bit of a long tutorial, but we'll try and get through it as quickly as we can. So let's get over into Adobe Animate and get started. So first up, we're just going to do a new action script 3, which will give us a blank stage. Now our stage color, I will leave it white at the moment, change it later on. So I've got our first layer down here in the corner, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to rename that. Now this is going to be a green bird. Okay, I don't know why birds are green, but this one's going to be green. Okay, so we're going to draw ourselves a little green bird here. So we go over on the right hand side to the paintbrush. We're on library up the top here at the moment. Probably get across to properties would work better. Now we will just want to make a green bird, so we'll pick a green color. We're going to get onto the paintbrush tool here, the brush tool, and object drawing mode needs to be turned off. Now, the type of brush we're using, if we go down here where it's got brush, if you do that little arrow, we're going to be using one of these type of calligraphy type brushes. Just this one here, or maybe the next one down. We'll try that and see how it works. So we're just going to have a kind of little bird we've drawn here like this, all right, with the calligraphy brush. Okay, now that bird, we're going to turn it into a symbol, because before we do animation, we usually make things symbols. So we're just going to, with the black arrow tool, we're just drawing a rectangle around that to highlight it all. So let's just zoom in here with the zoomer. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's got all dots on it. So that is actually selected at the moment. There's little dots there. Let's just go back to 100%. And while we've got it like that, if we right click on it and down the very bottom here, convert to symbol, and this one's just going to be a graphic symbol, okay? And this is going to be the green bird. All right, and the registration point there's in the center, and we say okay. Now on the green bird, we're just going to do some point-to-point classic tween. Okay, so a little bit further along here at F10, at 10, frame 10, we need the bird to have moved along a little bit. So what we do is to copy the bird there, you hold down function and F6. If you're on a laptop, it might be function shift F6. So that'll just, let's function and F6, sorry, function F6 on the laptop, or just F6 on a regular keyboard, and that gives us a copy over here. Now at frame 10, we want that bird to have kind of moved across a bit, well, let's just say to there, and on the third tool down, the scaling tool, we're just going to make it a little bit bigger, that it's got a little bit bigger as it moved across, maybe it's coming towards us, and then we'll just get back on the black arrow tool, and at somewhere here in the 20s, let's just go there. We'll do F6 again to copy it. Now this time it's moved a bit further along over to here, down to here, let's say, maybe about there. And then we'll just go to number 40 and do function F6 on our laptop again. Now here it's going to be flying way over into the distance. So on the third tool down, the scale tool, we're just going to make it like really small. Okay, if we drag the red sort of timeline player head here, we've got it up there, it comes over there, it's getting a bit closer, then it's going to come down, and then it's going to fly away. Okay, so we need to join that up in some point-to-point motion. So what you do is just anywhere in between the first lot, 1 and 10 here down on the timeline, we're just going to insert and create a classic tween, all right? And we're just doing that all the way along. So in between the next two dots here, the next two sort of keyframes we've got, we're just going to go up the top and insert a create classic tween, and in that last one we're just doing insert create classic tween. Okay, that way Animate's going to put in all the between values, and if we press enter and play that, you can see that the in-betweening's all sort of happening there. Okay, so that's sort of just a bit of point-to-point animation along several points. Now in this you can't sort of get in here and bend that, so you can't make it fly in a curved line at all. In between those points it's just going to be going in straight lines, okay, but we can change its size with the scale tool. Now the bird's not flapping its wings either. In another tutorial, Motion Inside Motion, we'll show you how you can make a little movie clip that it's flapping, and then we can have it flapping while it moves along, but this is just a simple little boydie here today. Okay, so that one's done. That was just doing a point-to-point classic tween with a graphic symbol. Okay, now we're going to have another friend because the bird needs a friend. So here we're going to make a bluebird, and this one's going to be a movie clip. So we'll just call it Bluebird MC for that layer. Right, so we just get onto our paintbrush tool again. I'm just going to change the color to blue this time. And let's make the stroke a little bit thicker, perhaps. Okay, well, we'll just do it like that. All right, so the bluebird's going to be kind of over here. Okay, so we've got our bluebird, and we're going to draw a rectangle around the bluebird, right click, convert to symbol, and this time it's going to be a movie clip, and this is going to be the bluebird. Now for these tweens, it doesn't actually matter whether you make a graphic symbol or a movie clip. Okay, back in older versions of Flash, which is what Animate was created from, yeah, I think for Motion Tweens you always had to have a movie clip. But no, it doesn't seem to be like that now. If you want to do a motion tween, you can either use movie clip or graphic symbol, and if you want to do a classic tween, it doesn't matter which one you use. It can be a movie clip or a graphic symbol. Okay, so this one here's a movie clip, and we're just going to go down in frame 1 here and click in here, and we're going to go insert, this time, motion tween. Okay, so that will set up from the beginning to the end of the animation some motion. So what the motion's going to be is that this bird's going to come down, and it's going to just come down to here, let's say. And when it's down there, it's going to be really big. Okay, it's going to be quite big. All right, so if we drag our player along there, we don't have anything happening yet. Okay. All right, so actually it's going to be starting off really big, and then we need to drag to the end, sorry, and at the end it's going to kind of be up here, and it's going to be really small, really tiny. It's flown right away. So we start off with a straight line path here. So that bird's just going to be big, and then it's going to fly off into the distance on a straight line path. Okay, now we want to change that path. So if we click onto the path, let's get on the black arrow tool. If we click onto the path, okay, it's like that. And if we move to different points on the path, our bird's on that path, and we can start, should be able to start bending the path. Now let's see, what am I doing here? Okay, so if I'm there, I should be able to, yeah, it's a bit tricky. See how the black arrow has that curved section on it now? That means I can kind of curve it. I can bend it in a curve. And if I move further along the player here, in the timeline, up here, I can kind of bend this like this. But I can't kind of get any S shape happening, okay? So what I can do is, if you double click where this layer is for the bluebird, so we'll just double click in, you can see how this brings up a motion editor, which is something you can use in Animate right down here in the layers, right where the layers are. It kind of goes over the top of them. Now if you click into that, double click it, what it's going to do is it'll create a dot here, and you can see on the timeline too, it's made a keyframe. So now we've got a keyframe we can bend around. So if you want an S sort of shape, you see you can start bending this and moving it. If we wanted another shape somewhere else, like here, if you just double click, it's going to create a keyframe there, all right? And then I think even up here, well, down here, we can sort of start bending this. So we could make this guy zigzag. All right, so let's just double click here on the Motion Tween. And if we clicked into it now, we should be able to like make further bends here around those keyframe points we made. So if we get near it, and it's being difficult for us. Okay, so if back here at the start, where the bird is at the start, we should be able to like move this start point. Okay, we'll move our bird a bit along here. And if we get near it and get that turnaround, we can kind of do this. So we should be able to like go to different points, get that little round circle. Now maybe it works better with the round curve if we're zoomed in. Okay, might be a bit easy to get it. All right, and we can stretch that too if we've got that L kind of shape thing happening. All right, so we can kind of bend that all over the place into a really kind of warped path. So let's just play along that. Okay, so that bird's going to kind of fly all over the place along that path we've made. So yeah, if you want to make random paths, it's a matter of kind of double clicking in, and you can see now it's made all those kind of turning points, and playing with this graph. And then if you don't want to play with the graph down here in the layers, you can just go back up the top and you can sort of like grab points here and change things and get it into quite a complicated path. All right, so that's how you do a fully random path. Let's just press Control Enter and see how animation's going. Okay, so the bluebird's kind of off into the distance. Okay, so we can do a lot more than the green bird could because we used a Motion Tween instead of a Classic Tween. Okay, all right, let's introduce another layer. So down the bottom left-hand corner, click, we'll make another layer. This is going to be our green ball. Okay, so we're going to make a green ball. So we've got a little round open circle in frame number 1 there. So let's get onto the oval tool, and for the pencil color we're just picking nothing, and for the paint bucket, if we go down here and use this guy will give us kind of a 3D effect. So down there we're just picking that one, and then we can just draw our ball. Now if you hold down Shift, that'll make sure the ball stays perfectly round. So hold down the Shift key and just start dragging the mouse with the button held down, and you'll get a round ball. Okay, now this ball we're going to make into a graphic symbol. So we just, with the black arrow tool, we just draw a square around it, right click, down the very bottom here, convert to symbol, and this one's just going to be a graphic, and this is going to be our green ball. Okay, and the green ball's done. Now what we're going to do with the green ball is we're going to, again, make the movie clip, make the Motion Tween with the bendy path. So we just insert a Motion Tween, and then that's there. So let's move to points along the tween. So at this point here, a bit further along, let's say at 10, we want that ball to have gone down and bounced onto there. And then at 15, we want it to move up and bounce here. At 20, we want to move it sort of to here. And at 30, let's have it go. Now we got into bendy mode there accidentally. So we're on the path with the little turnaround, the arc, which made it go bendy. So let's just straighten that up and make sure we're on the ball. So the ball's going to go sort of up the corner here. And then we might just have one more here. Click in number 40 at the end of that, and no, let's make it go a little bit random there and pull it down so it goes here. Okay, so that's going to just come in and be bouncing like that. Now if you want to, you can even just have it go all over the place. So we can bend this like this, you can bend this one like this. I think you can even like bend them over the top of each other like that, so you can really start getting some kind of random stuff happening. All right, so if you press Control Enter, okay, that's kind of our zigzaggy, random, bouncing green ball. Okay, bouncing all over the place like we're playing pinball. Okay, so that was kind of that one done. Now the next one we're going to do is just a classic tween enlarging something. So this is just going to be our rainbow that we're going to enlarge. So in number one, where it's made that round circle keyframe, let's get onto the rectangle tool. Now this time with the paint bucket, there's a rainbow color you can pick down here, which makes a little rainbow. So we're just going to make a tiny little rainbow down in this corner, really small. And then we're going to go to frame number 40 at the end and copy this to the end. So here we're going to do classic tween point to point. But before we do that, let's just remember to draw a square around that first rainbow we made, and we need to do the convert to symbol. Don't forget your convert to symbol. And this one is going to be, I think we're just using a graphic on this, so we'll just call this our rainbow. So that's our graphic symbol. Okay, and then at 40, at the end here, we're just going to do our function F6 or F6 on the keyboard to copy that. So it's at the end. Now at the end, it's a bit small here. Maybe we need to zoom in a bit. At the end, we want that guy to have moved. So he has to move up into about the middle there. And then we'll get on the third tool down, the scale tool, and let's scale this guy up. Like this. So he's gone from a little rainbow to a big rainbow. Let's go back to 100% transparency there, and we want him kind of over here. So at the moment he just appears as his little rainbow, whoop, and he reappears later on. So we want it to do kind of the growing in between from the little one into the big one. So just go anywhere in between here, and it's insert, and you create a classic tween. So what that's going to do is it's going to go from, let's get on the black arrow tool, it's just going to go from our little one, and as we drag that red playhead, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and till it's full size. Well, the full size we're going to make it. Let's make it a bit bigger in the middle there. Like that. Okay, so let's press Control Enter to play the movie. So that's got our kind of growing rainbow. So we can do a classic tween that just makes something go from small to big. All right, and that's another skill. So we're not making anything that's kind of could be used as an end product here. I won't bother saving it yet. We're not making anything that could be used as an end product here. This is just a little bit of showing you a few different things so you get the idea of what's a motion tween and what's a classic tween and the sort of things they can do, okay? So let's do a couple more. Now, next one, we're going to do circular motion, all right? And we're gonna draw a little picture for this one. So let's get back on our oval tool. We won't have any paint bucket color at the moment. We will just have some pencil color, and let's make this pencil color purple, and let's make it about, I think 7 big. Okay, so we're just going to draw ourselves a little dude bro here. So there's his dude bro head, and we'll just make one eye. Now we need the other eye to be the exact same size, so go onto the black arrow tool and click on that eye, and then put your finger on the Alt key, and we can just do an Alt copy to make sure the other eye's the same size. Now we've got a little pinpoint eyes there, but I guess that'll be okay. Let's go now onto the line tool, so we're going off the oval tool onto the line tool, keep it at 7.45, and we're just going to draw him a little mouth there. Now, if we get on the black arrow tool and click on that, we can use the left arrow on the keyboard just to center that. Now, if you move near that, you should be able to get the bendy thing. Okay, let's just click off it and then move near it. See how we got the arc for bending? So we'll just make him a happy little dude bro. And let's get back on the line tool and try and give him a bit of dude bro hair here. So I don't know, he's going to end up looking like Super Chicken or something here. But yeah, so he's got this dude bro spiky hair, because that's what dude bros have, I guess. And let's give him a bit of a dude bro beard too. So I'm just going to put all this stuff down here so he's got some sort of beard. Okay, so he's got himself a very messy dude bro beard there. Maybe one over there. Okay, and what else do we want to do? We want to give him some headphones, some beat beat phones. So let's go on to the rectangle tool, and we'll get the rectangle primitive tool, so we can do a rounded kind of rectangle. Let's change the color here to a gray, and we'll just draw the headphone over here first. So that's kind of his headphone there for one side of his head, and we can just draw a square rectangle around that, so I got it all selected. Now if we hold down Alt, we should be able to copy that over the other side. So there's one of his headphones. Just use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move this, just to make it a little bit more accurate. Yep, so he's got his beatbox headphones on, and he's a happy guy. He's our little dude bro. So this guy here, we need to draw on the black arrow tool a rectangle all around him, and then we're going to right click and convert to symbol. And the symbol we're going to make him is a graphic symbol. And so here's our dude bro. Okay, and he's there. All right, now there's a little gap in his beard there, a couple of little holes. Say we don't like that. You can go to the library, and where you've got this graphic symbol dude bro, if you double click on it, you can go down inside it. So this is something else where our students have been mixed up. They've kind of accidentally gone down inside an object, then tried to make all their main movie animating down on this timeline, and then it doesn't work. So always kind of have a check up the top here that you're in scene 1 doing the main movie, because if you are not, you might be down inside a character or a graphic symbol or a movie clip on the movie, all right? So once we're down in here, we can get back onto our line tool, or maybe let's just try get on our paintbrush tool. Look at the properties here, and we need to get that same color purple. Now, if you go over to that purple, you get the dipper, so you can dip in and get the exact same color. So our paintbrush is on that, and we just need to do a little bit of painting in there just to fix up the holes in the guy's beard. Okay, so that's good. Now, once you've made your changes and you're finished, all we have to do to save it is up the top left-hand corner, we're inside Dude Bro, just go back up into scene 1, and that's been saved into the library as the new one with the beard fixed up. Okay, now what are we going to do with this Dude Bro? Oh, that's right, now I remember we were going to make him kind of rock side to side, like he's kind of listening to the beats. Now, at the moment, see this plus sign is in the middle. If we're going to make him rock side to side, we actually need to get our arrow keys and move him up a bit so that this is sort of, this plus sign goes down into his beard. Now, how we do that is we have to double click on him so that we're actually down inside the Dude Bro at the moment. And if we use our arrow key on the keyboard, okay, if we select all of him and use our arrow key on the keyboard, so we have to draw a rectangle around him, use our arrow key on the keyboard, and we're just going to set our pivot point right there. And this will enable him to rock side to side, as we'll see in a minute. So we're just setting that plus sign there. Now you can't actually move the plus sign. It's a bit weird. You have to put a rectangle around the guy to select all of him. Then you have to move him up so that then the plus sign will be down the bottom of him. So you can't move the plus sign, you have to move the character, which is a bit weird. Now that's done. So if we go back up the left-hand corner here, click up into scene 1, that'll save it. And you can see our plus sign pivot point is there. Now also, while you've got him selected, go on the third tool down, the scale tool, because it's important that the round circle of the scale tool is also in the same position. So if always go back and check with the scale tool where this pivot point for the scale tool is, and move that down so that it's just right on the plus sign, which can be a little bit tricky, but I think that's about it there. All right, so this guy's ready for some pivot motion. All right, now we've taken a bit of a while here. If you need a little break just before we do this, just take a little break and then come back. Okay, let's look at doing the pivot motion. All right, so at the moment, we have our guy here. And what layer have we put our guy on? Oops, this could be a problem. Aha, our guy is actually on the rainbow layer. Okay, so what's happening is our guy's coming in at the end of the rainbow layer. So this is another problem that people have that's easy to do. You think, oh, right, I'm on to the next thing, and you forget to make your new layer to put it on. So how are we going to move this guy off the rainbow layer onto the layer he was supposed to be on. Well, first let's just make the new layer, and let's call this guy Dude Bro. He's just going to be Dude Bro Rock, because he's going to be rocking from side to side with his beat phones on. Okay, so let's just get onto that there, and that's a round circle keyframe. So we need to go into where we've accidentally drawn our Dude Bro on the end of the rainbow and click off that so they're not both selected. Draw a rectangle around there to select our Dude Bro and go Edit Cut. So we cut him out. I would suggest that you do File Save As before you do this, but we'll live dangerously. Then you go, because you've always got Control Z, your best friend to go backwards anyway. So now we're in the Dude Bro Rock layer, we're in that empty keyframe, and we'll go Edit Paste in Place. So paste in place so he comes back in the same place. All right, so if we use our eye symbol here now, okay, he's definitely on that layer, because when we click the eye off, he disappears on the Dude Bro Rock. If we click the eye off on the rainbow, he's still there, so he's not on the rainbow layer, so we've moved him. Okay, so now we've got him here at the first point. All right, make sure you're on the scale tool and you've got him selected on the scale tool. Now we're just going to make a little rocking side to side. So let's go to number 10 and we just go our function F6 or F6 to copy him. And now at 10, we want him to, if you get near the corner, see how you get this round turnaround symbol? We want to turn him around there so he's rocking a little bit that way. And see how he's pivot pointing around where we set that point in the beard? Okay, and then we'll just go a bit further along, a bit after 15, press F6 again, and then he's kind of, you know, rocked back up to the middle, and a bit further along here, sort of towards 25, function F6 again to copy him, and then he's rocked a little bit that way, and at 30, function F6, he's kind of, let's see, just get that turnaround symbol, maybe he's a bit over this way. And then at 40, let's just do function F6, and we kind of want him back up around at this position. Okay, so he's changing positions there, he's going kind of there, 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 there. So he's kind of rocking to the beats with his headphones on. Now, if you press Control Enter, the rocking's okay, but it's a little bit jerky. Okay, it's just kind of All right, we can smooth it out a lot by using Classic Tweens. So in between all these different points, position points we've made for our guy, we just go in between and you just go Insert, Create Classic Tween. So we're just going to do that all the way along. We're just going in between the two keyframes we made, and we're going Insert, Create Classic Tween, in between down on the layer, Insert, Create Classic Tween, in between those last two, Insert, Create Classic Tween. Okay, so this will put some in-between bits in, because we've got 24 frames per second running here for this animation. It's just going to smooth it all out. So if we press Control Enter now, see how it's a lot smoother? It's not so jerky, so he's just kind of, you know, got his beat phones on there, he's just listening to his music like a Dude Bro, so that's all good. Okay, now we want to have another Dude Bro in the animation, we've decided. So what can we do? We don't want to really have to go through drawing a whole nother one. You can go to the library, and if we go on our existing Dude Bro here and click in that graphic symbol, if you right click, you can say duplicate. So we're going to duplicate it, and up here for the name, this is going to be just Dude Bro 2, and leave it as a graphic and say okay. All right, so that's made Dude Bro 2. So all we have to do now is just go into double click this. And if you look up the top left-hand corner, you can see we're down inside Dude Bro 2. Now Dude Bro 2, we want to make him a different color, not purple. So let's just get on the black arrow tool. We'll just move his headphones here out of the way, and on the same side over there. That way we can draw all around him. And if we go to the properties, see how he was, well, let's make the fill color no color. See how he was a purple Dude Bro? Okay, this guy's going to be like an orange Dude Bro. All right, so we just color that in orange with the pencil. So all we had to do was just, let's just do that again. We just had to move the headphones off to the side so they weren't going to get recolored. Draw a rectangle around here and you can see all the little dots on him, so he's all selected. Then you could just flick across to properties and change his color. We made him orange, okay? So now let's just click anywhere in this white area, click, click. Let's grab that beatbox headphone and move it back on. Now use your little arrow keys on the keyboard to get things fine-tuned into position. Just grab this one, take it across there. So that one's like that. So Dude Bro's got his headphones on, so that's good. So he's all finished. So out of Dude Bro 2 now, click back up into scene 1 to make sure we're in scene 1. This time remember to make the layer, so we've made the layer, and this layer is going to be for Dude Bro 2. Okay, and just into number 1. So let's click on the library. If we click on Dude Bro 2, there he is. Let's just drag him out into position. So he's going to be up the top here. Let's just move him down. Now his white positioner here isn't in the middle, so we better get onto the scale tool and just move that white one down so we're sort of at the same spot as the plus sign was. Okay. Actually, no. This one we want to spin around in a circle, so let's leave him there. And what we'll have to do, I think we have to click Dude Bro 2, and we better select all of him, and we want to move him down, okay? Because we want this guy to spin round in a circle from the middle of the object, so we need to have the plus sign in the middle and the round circle in the middle. Now let's go back up into scene 1. So that's a little bit confusing because the round circle part of it, you need to the round circle part's done using the scale tool. Okay, so that's how we move the round circle. Getting the plus sign in the middle was done using the editing, like going down inside the graphic symbol and getting it in the middle. So our students have difficulty with that, and that's, yeah, something hard to get your head around. But just remember the plus and the circle both need to be in the same spot. So for our Dude Bro rocking with pivot motion, we needed them both down in the beard. This Dude Bro is just going to spin in a circle, and he's not being very helpful there, clicking on him. And so we need that one there. All right, now with Dude Bro 2, he's going to be a graphic symbol, which he already is, okay? And on him, we're going to do a motion, what are we going to do with him? He's been graphic copy, he's going to be spinning around in circles. So I think if we just insert a motion tween will be the simplest thing on him. So motion tweens work on movie clips or graphics. These are graphics, so that's okay. So over in the properties here on motion tween, you can see here there's a rotate. So we want this Dude Bro to just rotate around, let's say 4 times, and we'll just make him go clockwise. Okay, so we're just setting 4 times in clockwise, and what will happen is that he's going to just be going around in a circle. Okay, so this is how you get circular motion, all right, if you want something to spin in a circle. Okay, so we've got him just going round in a circle. Okay, now let's just duplicate that layer, and we're going to have Dude Bro 2. I'll just leave it as Dude Bro 2 copy. So this one here, if we click in number 1, we'll just grab this Dude Bro, and he's going to grab him. Come on, Mr. Dude Bro, move for me. Why doesn't he want to move? Okay, we clicked in there. Okay, now this Dude Bro is going to move around all over the place. Okay, so let's just press Control Enter. So now we've got 2 spinning Dude Bros. Okay, this Dude Bro here, if we go along his motion tween path, so if we go to like frame 10, we can grab him. No, that's our ball. Okay, he's not being very polite about being clicked on. Okay, we've got the crisscross symbol there, which means we can move him. So we're going to have him move over to here to start off with. Now, if we move the playhead, later on at 15, we want that Dude Bro to have moved somewhere else. Now, I'm having trouble selecting him here. Okay, so let's select him with the scale tool, and at 15, we just want him to have gone over to here. So we're kind of introducing a motion path. So he's going to move and he's going to spin. Now 25, we'll just have him go, although he does not want to move, this dude, bro. Bit of a lazy dude, bro. He doesn't want to move. Okay, so we'll have him go up there. And where can he go next? And at the end at 40, we're just going to have him go. Come on, Mr. Dude, bro. Over you go. Okay, so the hint for moving him is use the scale tool and then move up into his hair where you've got kind of that cross-shaped thing, and then you can kind of move him to different places, okay? So let's check out what he's doing. He's just spinning around. He's going to crash into the other dude, bro, and then be alongside him for a little while. So Control-Enter. Yeah, so he's kind of doing that. He's both spinning and moving. All right, now let's change our background color of the stage. So if you click on the white part of the stage, we've got a color here. Let's just go, what do we have in the example? I think we had a nice kind of light aqua color like that, a turquoise. Okay, this has been a really long lesson, but there is one more type of motion path, motion tween we want to show, and that's the motion tween where you draw your own path with the pencil. So look, we've made a pink bird down here. We've got a layer called pink bird, and how we made that pink bird was just in the library. We right-clicked our green bird and did a duplicate, all right? And then we went down and edited it. We just changed its color to pink. We've made a layer here and dragged the pink bird out of the library here onto there. Okay, now we want the pink bird to start down here, and it's going to fly in a curved path and just disappear up in the corner. And we're going to draw that path that we want it to fly on with the pencil. So instead of messing around reshaping a straight line normal motion tween, we're going to do this with the pencil. Okay, now to do that you have to make a new layer, and this one's going to be where we draw it with the pencil. So we'll just call this pink path, and it's set up a keyframe in there for us. Okay, so we get onto our pencil tool, and in the properties we've got the pencil set up thickness 1.7, and we just draw a path which goes from here, sort of curving around up into that corner. Ooh, what's happened? We've got all these staircases and straight lines and stuff, so it's trying to make a straight line square path. We haven't got a smooth path. Now in the old Flash, down the right hand side here on the pencil, there were these controls where you could set it to like straight line staircase like this, or you could do smoothing, and those controls aren't there. Anyway, this drove me nuts until I figured out that, okay, they're still there, but what you have to do is you have to get over here on the right-hand side where your tools are and slide those tools to have them side by side, and then you can get to here, which is the pencil mode down the very bottom right-hand corner. So it might be better in future just to use Animate with things slid across and have the tools in a double line, or just remember to do that if you can't find things which are on there in Flash. Anyway, we changed that over to smooth, and that's going to make us a much better line. But first we have to get rid of the one we drew. So on the black arrow tool, just go into that pink path, the keyframe, first keyframe, that'll highlight the line we drew, and just delete that, and we've got the blank empty keyframe. Go back onto our pencil tool. This time we've got smoothing turned on, and see this smoothing number here activates, so we can pick how smooth we want it. Now let's just draw a line here. So we're just drawing, that wasn't too good, Control Z. Okay, so we're trying to make this guy kind of fly in this smooth curvy line, so we draw it with our pencil up to there, and you can see now it's nice and smooth, like they haven't tried to make it square and staircase it off, so that's all good. So we need to select that line, so go on the black arrow tool and click in that first keyframe of pink path. That will select the whole line. Now we're going to edit, cut it out of here, and then we're going down to the pink bird layer into frame 1 where our pink bird is, and we're doing an edit paste in place. Okay, so we're pasting it in the same place where we drew it. Okay, now that's going to create the line, but our bird isn't on the line, so I don't think we're going to get the motion tween happening. All right, so now we need to like insert the motion tween. Multiple options are selected. Okay, we stuffed that up. Let's Control Z back. Okay, what we forgot to do was, yeah, we got it all backwards trying to rush it. Okay, sorry about all this. What you need to do is make sure you insert the Motion Tween first. So we've inserted a Motion Tween, and now we do our edit paste in place. So make sure you insert the Motion Tween, then do the paste in place of your pencil curve, and that pencil curve has turned into a Motion Tween, but our bird is flying in the opposite direction. It's from the top coming down, okay? And also it kind of cuts out early. The animation here in the layers is ending at 40, so we can fix that. We can just drag that up to the end, and then our bird will be going for the whole animation. But the trouble is, at the start it's up the top, and we wanted it down the bottom at the start, so everything's back to front. Okay, now if that happens, it's not a big drama. Just click in there in your layer, and then just right click, and we need to reverse the keyframe. So down the very bottom here on the right click options, reverse keyframes. Now what that's going to do is it's going to make the bird go the other way from the bottom to the top. Okay, so if we do Control Enter now, our crazy animation, we've got the pink bird there as well, if you can see it amongst all that mess, and it's flying in the right direction. So that's all good. So that's how you do a custom path using the pencil tool. All right, now we were going to also make a red bouncing ball. It's probably being a really long video, but let's do that anyway. So, okay, we'll make one more layer. This will be our very last scene, promise. So we're just making a red ball. Okay, now to make the red ball, let's not bother drawing a new one. Let's just get on our green ball and right click and duplicate that. And this is going to be the red ball. Okay, so red ball, and let's make red ball a movie clip. No, I think it's better to make it graphic, because then we can edit it, because we want to double click and go inside here. We don't want it to be a green ball, obviously. So if we go on properties, we'll change it over to a red ball, and we're going to make this one bigger. If you hold down Shift key, by the way, it'll stay a perfect circle. Now, at the moment, see how it's got all this black around it? That's not really nice. So on this scale tool, if you hold down next to the scale tool, there's actually another tool in that drawer, tool drawer, hiding behind it on the free transform tool. There's also the gradient transform tool. So we're going to get on that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of stretch this gradient out this way. And we're going to pull that one. Oh, actually, sorry. First, we're going to take the middle and we're going to move it there so the light's kind of shining in this way on it. Then we're going to pull this this one here, this middle one, and that's going to kind of remove a lot of that darkness. So we just got a bit of stuff shining on it like that. So that's nicer. So remember, up the top left, we are down in red ball, so we need to get back down into scene one. Our red ball's ready to go, so let's go in the library. We've got our keyframe there. Let's bring Mr. Red Ball out. He can start off down here. And he's awfully big, so maybe we'll get back onto the free transform tool and make him a little bit smaller. Okay, so he's going to be over in here, and then let's just insert a Motion Tween. And so at frame 10, we want him to have gone up there. See how it's building the path. At 20, we want it down here, and at 30, we want him up there, and at the end, we want him to have come down there. Okay, now we can get on that path and bend it. Let's try that out. So let's go to here, click on the ball, and we need to be on the black arrow tool to do bending. So we'll kind of bend the path a bit. If we move along our timeline back to 20 where it's down the bottom and click on it, as long as you're on the black arrow, you can kind of bend it like this. And if we kind of go back along the timeline to 10 where it's up here, we can move it if we want to. We can get on there with the arrow. We can even like double click in here and see how we got these keyframes and things. You can kind of fiddle with those and move them and kind of do this. And down here, where is he there? Okay, so we can sort of introduce different things there, or we can do it on the stage. Goodness knows where we are at the moment. But anyway, yeah, we can do it down in there as well. So let's just Control Enter. Yeah, so we've got all sorts of crazy things happening there. We've got spinning, we've got pivot, we've got shrinking and growing, we've got straight lines, we've got zigzags, we've got curves. So that's all the sort of stuff you can do in Animate. That's the difference between your Classic Tween and your Motion Tween. And yeah, graphic symbols versus movie clips. Graphic symbols are good because you can double click on them and you can go down and edit them and change their color. You can duplicate them to make a little army of them that's all different colors and things like that. So that is all good, and that's all we've got for today. So hopefully this is going to help you out with your Adobe Animate work. Now, just a quick shout out here. We did a lot of our Animate learning from guided computer tutorials. So if you're after a course that's going to teach you Adobe Animate, we use quite a bit of this course with our students, along with some other things that I throw at them. But yeah, this is basically it. And you can go to this page, guided computer tutorials, just search for that. And it's at www.gct.com.au, okay? And it's got here, you can view sample pages from the course, and these are all the different things in the Animate CC Basics. So yeah, I've done this course, lots of my students have done this course, highly recommended. It'll teach you the basics of Animate. And then there is another course too, extended exercises, okay, which we're not doing at the moment because we're only kind of doing a little, as part of multimedia, we only do Animate for like 5 or 6 weeks, so we only have time to kind of learn these basic things. Yeah, if we had a longer course we were able to do, we could, yeah, probably use these things too as well. But certainly recommend this Module 1, Animate CC Basics, and that's available at a good price, okay, because they are Australian dollars, so it'll be a lot cheaper when you're in the USA. Okay, so... Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, we'll be putting out tutorials each week, so like our YouTube channel and subscribe, and then you won't miss out on any of our lessons. So have a great day and have fun with Adobe Animate CC.